If you've been wanting to get into laser cutting and engraving, things like that, but the Glowforge is just a little bit out of your reach, I may have just the thing for you. Don't go away. Hello everybody and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you've been watching my videos on the Glowforge, you may have a hankering to get into laser cutting and engraving, but the Glowforge is really stinking expensive. I mean, an entry-level model is a few $1,000s. The top of the line one is almost $6,000. That is a lot of cheese, my friend. It is a lot of cheese. So you may be discounting it. Well, I might have just the thing for you. And even if you have a Glowforge, this may interest you, okay? It did me, I'll tell you. So what I have here today is another kind of a laser cutter by a company called XTool. This is the D1. I think it says it there on the box in big letters, see? D1. So the D1 is a bare bones laser cutter, okay? And when I say bare bones, I mean bare bones. They stripped away everything they thought they didn't need. But in return, they gave you a bunch of cool other things. And this can actually do some stuff that the Glowforge can't. So, look, here's the deal. When I saw this, I was like, I gotta bring this to my viewers, okay? I just have to. So I reached out to XTool and I said, hey, would you be interested in sponsoring a video? And they said yes. And so, I now have a D1 here to share with you guys, but I was gonna get it anyhow, okay? So this just kind of saved me a little bit. Because I was that excited. It didn't matter if they said yes or no. I was going to get it and I was going to bring it and share it to you because I really think this has got some potential. Now, I haven't ever seen one live. I haven't touched one, so maybe it sucks, okay? I just don't know. I suspect it's going to really fill a lot of niches in my laser cutting world. So let's go ahead and get this out, and I'll keep talking while we're doing it so we're not wasting time. But first, let's take a look at the box. When you buy stuff like this, especially these Chinese products, this is how they're going to come. They're going to come in these boring brown boxes, okay? I understand that, but what I really care about in a product like this is that the item gets here in one piece. And I want to show you something. Is it down here? Yeah, look, okay. See here? There's some pretty substantial damage right there, okay? So the proof for the packaging is going to be, did it make it okay? I can't expect something like this to end up being in some beautiful store display box. It just isn't going to happen that way. So it tells you right on the top, please keep the packing box properly and carefully, and using a knife to open the box may damage parts inside the box, which is why I am using my favorite knife in the whole wide world to open this. All right? That's just how I roll. Hey, I've asked this before. I'm going to ask again. This is a custom-made knife from Benchmade that I just love. I designed every element of this knife. Love this knife. If you'd like a video on Benchmade knives and things like that, put it down in the comments and let me know. All right. So we got this open. Ooh, I see why they said not to use a knife. Look at this. Okay, some of this stuff is right here up on the top. Can you see that? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I bought this in a special period where it was coming with some goodies and stuff. I guess that's probably something they do all the time, and they just make it sound like a special. So I expected this to arrive in 2 different boxes. That's not how you're going to get it. So if you order one, you're not going to get 2 boxes. You're going to get one. So here's a black envelope with reflective green writing on it. Very cool. Here is a material box. I think this was the extra thing I thought I was going to get, but it's just right here. So we'll look at that in a minute. Now this, this right here, see this? Can you see this? This is one of the keys to what makes this cutter very, very special. We'll look at those in a minute. Here is a bag of zip ties. There's a dog tag in there. There's a little bits of samples in here. I see like a little leather key fob and a piece of wood and stuff, some screws, stuff like that. Okay. And then here is the XTool. I'm going to reposition and get this down on the floor so that I can take it out and show it to you. So hang on a second. The D1. It is, well, like I said, it's bare bones. There's no case. There's no lights. There's no containment of the products in combustion or exhausts of any kind. Okay? It's just a framework with a cutter head that moves on the X and Y, and that's what you got, okay? But it's a plus and a minus, all in the same moment, okay? And I'll talk about that here in a second. So let's get these parts out. Okay, it's really packed nicely in some amazingly dense foam, and look at this little nice touch here. They encased the railing here in some more of the foam. And they were smart enough to put this little thing, looks like a drive rod, in the foam at the same time. So they got double duty out of this. They were able to protect that and keep it right there in the frame, nice and light, beautifully coated. It looks fantastic. Really nice, okay? Might be just best suited to pull that whole schmack right out of there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Here's a, let's get you out. Okay. Here we have drive belt. Part of the motion and the frame. Right. This looks like an antenna. So I'm thinking that this must be Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or both or neither. Something like that. Okay. All right, so what do we got here? We got some of the cords, right? And we got just another little piece of packing foam. This is nice stuff. I gotta find a use for that. And then we got our little control board here. And yes, that is an antenna. Okay, so far it seems really well made. Okay, here, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Here's a couple cords. We got a power cord and a power brick. Let's put that over there. There's more stuff. A USB cord. A pair of laser glasses. Always a wonderful fashion statement. These are pretty nice. They're vented, slotted and vented. They're ready to fit over your glasses. Yeah, that'll work. And don't I look hot in them? I think I do, at least. Okay, So let's put those to the side here. Here is some kind of, let's do this. Oh, this is something very special. I'm going to put that aside for now. We'll talk about that. That's one of the reasons that even though this is bare bones and down in the, well, $750-ish range, okay, compared to a few $1,000s for a Glowforge. But that I just showed you there, real briefly, that's something I wish I had for the Glowforge. Okay, so this is my laser head. This is a 10-watt laser. All right, and that's the laser head. All right. And 10 watts doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not, but it's also a different technology. I'll get more into that here in a minute. So here's another tool with some sort of a servo motor. I assume this is a drive motor of some type. And then the gantry and the framework. And then here is another. All right. And so here's our last piece of the framework. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume, well, he's got legs, a couple legs. Okay, so this is a side piece. Then it's going to have 2 cross pieces. Then it's going to have a gantry where the laser head will move side to side, and the gantry itself will move forwards and backwards, and that gives you all your X, Y, and Z axes. Axes? I don't know. Okay, anyhow, so here are all the parts, and I can't wait. I'm gonna get right to this. Huge deal here. This is a rotary attachment, okay? And what it does is it simply plugs in and it rolls cylindrical objects on these 2 little rollers here so that you can engrave, like on a, you know, those thermal mugs that are made out of aluminum. You can engrave on that all the way around it. On a Glowforge, you can engrave on an arched surface, but you can't go all the way around it. Whereas this one, you can. You can lay your device in the rollers, and it will roll and engrave as you do it. And one of the reasons I wanted it is for engraving in pens that I turn. I want to be able to put names or logos onto the pens. And so this is the rotary attachment. It feels very well made. Not cheesy at all. It feels really good in my hands. Very solid. Very excited. And here's another major feature. So, you know, I was telling you about how it's got ups and downs and pros and cons. Yeah, the fact that it does not have a case around it is a big deal. And it's got no way to vent the smoke out. So you're really not going to be setting this up in your house. Okay? You're going to have to find a place to put this because the smoke is just flying free. But that lack of a case is also a benefit because this is wide open. Glowforge can only cut on something up to about 2 inches thick because of the case. So whatever you're cutting has to fit inside the case and under the cutting head. That's not the case here. Whatever I can set this on top of. See, just set this up on top. If you want to engrave on the top of your armoire, you take your D1, you set it up on top, and you hit play, and it will engrave on top of your armoire or on your countertop or wherever you want to set this up. And that's why they give you these. These are extending legs so that if you're using a thicker material, you can put a series of legs together and raise the entire D1 higher to fit thicker material under it. Or you can prop it up or set it on top of something, whatever. But it comes with these little extension legs so that you have the ability to raise this up and cut on higher, thicker materials. Huge benefit to not having a cabinet. Yeah, without the cabinet, lighting would be difficult, smoke evacuation virtually impossible, but you know, trade-offs. And at $750, you just can't beat that. So let's take a quick look here, see what else we have here. I'm gonna put one of the legs here so you can see it right there. Okay. Got this little booklet. And inside we have a series of fun little XTool stickers. I'm always a fan of that. And then we have our user manual. Really very nice, very nicely printed. Not your normal Chinese instruction manual, which is like a folded up piece of paper. I don't know how the writing is in it. Let's take a gander. Ensure that you align the power switch, power port, and data cable port with the openings. Okay. Press each joint of the plate to make sure that no support hangs in the air. All right. The screws are used to set the tightness of the timing belts. Do not fully tighten them. Spin the screw clockwise to tighten it. Spin the screw counterclockwise to loosen it. Okay, so I mean, out of context like that, it's hard to understand, but you know, I get what they're saying. Let's see here. Yeah, so you have all your hardware. It comes with an aluminum sheet, a leather piece, wood board, dog tag. That is another feature of the D1, is it will engrave aluminum. Now the Glowforge, to engrave any metals, you have to coat the metal. This will engrave aluminum right out of the box. It's a whole different technology, and I forget what that is. I'm going to put it somewhere in here or here, what technology it's using in its cutter head. But yeah, it will engrave aluminum right out of the box. And another thing is, I told you it's a 10-watt laser. They do offer upgrades. So if you get this and you decide you want more, they now offer a 20-watt cutting head that you can get. They offer a cutting bed that you can get. And now they offer air assist. And air assist basically, with the head, it blows air right where it's cutting. And what that does is it helps keep flames down, and it blows smoke and debris away from the cutting area. It's a nice little feature that you can add on later. Okay, so anyhow, I showed you these things. Standard power brick and power cord, nothing to write home about there. The USB cord. This is part of the stuff for the assembly and those little samples that it came with. So now, while I'm doing this, do you guys want me to continue and assemble today, or do you want it in a different video? I'm thinking just different video, just so it'll be faster. Okay, so here's the little material box that I got. Okay, this is neat. XTool material box. It tells you exactly what everything is in here. Wow, this is actually really neat. Dog tags, fur coasters, stainless steel necklaces, metal business cards, laser engraving rubber mat. I don't know what that means. Oh, I think it's for making rubber stamps. Pine cubes, silicone rings, that's neat. Pine columns, cherry plywood, pine plywood. So that's what's in here. That's pretty neat. So like, here's, look at that. That's neat. A little necklace that's actually pretty nice. And then we got some tags in a million different shapes. Wow, this is actually a nice little add-on kit. I'll add a picture of it so you can see everything that was in here. Here's some neat aluminum business cards. Now, the Glowforge can actually cut these because they're coated, they're anodized, so it can engrave on those. Here's a bag of cubes. There's our little coasters. Some keychain parts, I think. A big bag of silicone rings. That's neat. Wooden rods. And a couple boards. They look to be about, well, I want to say about an 1/8 inch thick. I think there's a piece of acrylic in there. Did I say acrylic? I didn't, but it looks like there's a piece of acrylic in there. I have to open it and find out. So yeah, I have high hopes for this. And at this price point, you're going to be hard pressed to find too much fault in it. Oh, this is the rubber mat. Okay, so yeah, this is so you can cut and engrave it and make rubber stamps out of it. All right, so that's a sample wood. Yeah, pretty neat. All in all, at $750, I think this has the potential to be a great way to put your toe into laser cutting. And then if you like it, or if you're making money with it and you're feeling good about things, then maybe you can look at a Glowforge. You know, it's a cheaper, more efficient way to get into laser cutting. And I think it's got a lot of potential, and I can't wait to try the roller attachment. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff here I'm excited to try and share with you guys. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and we're going to do the build as a whole separate video, and then we'll give you more information on it, and then we'll also do our first cut. Maybe I'll do the first cut in the build video. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing, but, you know, of course, proof is in the pudding. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a giant thumbs up, click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss any of the other videos I'm going to do on the XTool D1. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure you're probably going to have some questions for me. Okay, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and start working on getting this together and putting together another video for you on the assembly and first use of the D1. Okay, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. Until next time, be good.